Very few events have created controversy and debate as the decision to drop atomic bombs on Japan during World War II. Let's find out the real reason why America chose to unleash the destructive power of nuclear weapons on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Manhattan Project. Before the outbreak of war in 1939, a group of American scientists, many of whom were refugees from fascist regimes in Europe, started expressing impatience about nuclear weapons research taking place in Nazi Germany. In 1940, the United States government took action by giving funding for its own development of atomic weapons. This initiative became a joint responsibility of the Office of Scientific Research and Development and the War Department after the United States entered World War II. The task of building the important secret facilities for this program, codenamed the Manhattan Project, was authorized to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, especially assigned to the Manhattan District. Over the course of the following years, the program's scientists focused on creating the essential materials for nuclear fission, namely uranium-235 and plutonium, Pu-239. These materials were then sent to Los Alamos, New Mexico, where a team led by J. Robert Oppenheimer also worked to transform them into a functional atomic bomb. On the morning of July 16, 1945, the Manhattan Project achieved a serious milestone with the successful testing of a plutonium bomb at the Trinity test site located in Alamogordo, New Mexico. No surrender for the Japanese. By the time the Trinity test happened, the Allied powers had already achieved victory over Germany and Europe. Despite clear signs suggesting Japan's slim chances of winning, they remained determined to fight until the very end in the Pacific. From mid-April 1945, when President Harry Truman assumed office, until mid-July, Japanese forces produced serious casualties on the Allied forces. Almost half of the total suffered throughout 3 years of Pacific warfare. This revealed that Japan had become even more dangerous and determined in the face of upcoming defeat. In late July, Japan's militarist government rejected the Allied demand for surrender outlined in the Potsdam Declaration, which warned of prompt and utter destruction if they refused. General Douglas MacArthur and other top military leaders advocated for the continuation of the ongoing conventional bombing campaign in Japan, followed by a large-scale invasion known as Operation Downfall. They informed Truman that such an invasion could result in up to 1 million American casualties. To avoid such a high loss of life, Truman made the decision, despite moral concerns expressed by Secretary of War Henry Stimson, General Dwight Eisenhower, and several scientists from the Manhattan Project, to use the atomic bomb in the hope of swiftly ending the war. Supporters of the atomic bomb, including James Burns, Truman's Secretary of State, believed that its devastating power would not only bring an end to the war, but also establish the United States as the dominant force in shaping the post-war world. Little Boy and Fat Man are dropped. Hiroshima, a city with a population of almost 350,000 and situated around 500 miles away from Tokyo, was chosen as the initial objective. The uranium-235 bomb, weighing over 9,000 pounds, was transported to the US base on Tinian, a Pacific island. It was loaded onto a modified B-29 bomber named Enola Gay, named after Colonel Paul Tibbets's mother. The bomb, nicknamed Little Boy, was dropped from the plane via parachute at 8:15 in the morning. Exploding 2,000 feet above Hiroshima, it caused a blast equal to 15,000 tons of TNT, obliterating an area of 5 square miles. Despite the immense devastation caused on Hiroshima, the Japanese did not surrender quickly. On August 9th, Major Charles Sweeney piloted another B-29 bomber called Bockscar from Tinian. However, thick clouds hampered the main target, Kokura, leading Sweeney to proceed to a secondary target, Nagasaki. At 11:02 that morning, the plutonium bomb known as Fat Man was dropped. Weighing around 10,000 pounds and designed to produce a 22-kiloton blast, it was more powerful than the bomb used in Hiroshima. The terrain of Nagasaki, held among narrow valleys between mountains, somewhat mitigated the bomb's impact, resulting in destruction confined to an area of 2.6 square miles. Aftermath of the bombing. On August 15, 1945, Emperor Hirohito announced Japan's surrender, leading to broad celebrations known as VJ Day. The formal surrender agreement was signed on September 2nd aboard the US battleship Missouri. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki caused massive destruction, making it hard to determine the exact death tolls. However, it is estimated that almost 70,000 to 135,000 people died in Hiroshima, and 60,000 to 80,000 people died in Nagasaki due to immediate and long-term effects of radiation. Well, that's it for today's video.